Launched just this Wednesday morning, Thrive Global is a new venture aiming to revolutionize the way we live and work. It is the brainchild of Arianna Huffington, whose previous venture was, of course, the Huffington Post. And Arianna joins us now to discuss her vision for Thrive Global. Arianna, welcome. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you, Tanya. Great to be with you.
Tell us, what is Thrive Global exactly? Because it has three separate components, correct?
So Thrive Global, as you said, aims to disrupt the way we work and live, because right now it is fueled by stress and burnout, costing businesses hundreds of billions of dollars in productivity, in retention and recruitment and healthcare costs, and costing every one of us, often our health, our ability to make good decisions, our happiness. So these three components that you mentioned include going into corporations, like some of our partners are Accenture, JP Morgan, Uber, and helping them through trainings, through e-courses to change their culture.
So changing the culture from the top down.
Exactly.
Great idea.
Yes, literally, from executives to the call centers. To make sure that we don't buy into this delusion that in order to succeed, we burn out.
Right. Well, is this something that you came to the realization personally?
Yes, I came to the realization through a painful wake-up call in 2007. When I collapsed, I hit my head on the way down, broke my cheekbone, and as I came to in a pool of blood, I had to ask the question, is this what success looks like? And that was the beginning of my journey. I wrote 2 books on the subject, Thrive and The Sleep Revolution. And after that, I really began to feel that it wasn't enough for me to write and speak. I also wanted to help people bring some behavior changes in their lives that will help them go from living to thriving. And so the corporate part is the first part of the company. The second is a media platform, which we launched today, thriveglobal.com, which brings you the latest science, which makes it very clear, for example, that we need to prioritize our sleep in order to be effective and productive, which brings you also new role models.
So all of your content will focus on this sort of lifestyle and work change.
Exactly. And helping people change their own behavior through micro steps.
Do you have plans also to do sort of a wider media platform, original video content?
Of course, we already have that. We are launching with 2 original video series. One is around athletes and how they're prioritizing their well-being actually makes them more effective on the court or in the field. So the first athlete we feature is Andre Iguodala from the Golden State Warriors, who talks about how when he started sleeping enough and recharging during the day, his game improved.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
And the other series has a group of millennial women who are all in high-powered, very successful jobs, but in the process of being always on, they destroyed their health, including their mental health. And so it traces that wake-up call moment when they decide to pivot and do something else and basically integrate their life into their work.
Take better care of themselves.
Yes.
Now, there's a third component. There's an e-commerce component. Are you curating very carefully the products being sold, or are you also creating products?
Both. So we are creating products. Our first product is something actually I'm in love with. It's our phone bed, because all the science tells us that we should not be sleeping with our phone on our nightstand, because what happens when we do that is we're never fully disconnected from our day and fully recharging. So we created this phone bed, which is really a charging station that looks like a bed, because human beings learn through ritual. And if you have children, there is room for their phones as well, and little blankets that you can tack the little...
It's a brilliant idea. Far too many of us sleep with our phones right next to us on the bedside table.
So in fact, in the pop-up store we have in Soho until the middle of January, the window is all these phone beds.
Right. So I have to ask you, speaking of stress, obviously we've gone through a very stressful election cycle, and in the past you have said that the media did not perhaps cover the election in the best way. Do you still feel that?
Yes, I feel that when Donald Trump first announced, he was not covered with the same rigor that he was covered towards the end of the campaign. He was great for ratings, so he was covered relentlessly. Now, of course, that he is president, the goal of the media should be to cover everything he does rather than what he said in the campaign, because that's what is going to make a difference in the country, and the country is so deeply divided right now.
And so going forward, what would be your advice to journalists covering the administration?
To cover exactly what he does. You know, the role of the press is not ever to cheerlead.
Right.
But also, this time, he needs to be given credit if he does something good, like helping keep the jobs in the country instead of going to Mexico, and also being challenged rigorously when he says things that are completely untrue, like he won the popular vote because there were too many irregularities in the voting. So,
right. Do you feel that the press for too long, though, kept him, even on your own site at the time, Huffington Post, in the entertainment section, where he sort of
well,
got
I think if we kept him in the entertainment section because we didn't want to normalize what he was saying. We needed to make it clear that this was not a conventional candidate with whom we disagreed. But the campaign is done. So now it's also imperative for people not to delegitimize him the way so many millions try to do with Barack Obama.
Right, we have to move forward. And now, do you miss Huffington Post at all, and what is your current relationship there?
I always love the Huffington Post. It's like a third child. I have 2 daughters and the Huffington Post, but I'm completely 1,000% immersed in Thrive Global and loving everything we're doing.
Well, it looks very exciting. Congratulations. We can't wait to see how it grows. Thank you, Arianna.
Thank you so much. Thank you.